That seems to be the #1 asset to his game. Gets out into the open field, things seem to break down the secondary a little bit, and he picks out the right target.
They will run for the first time with Miles Sanders. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. The Eagles sit 7 and 8 now on the year. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 4 there, and it's third down.
Have to give credit for a nice play there, but also have to look at it as a blown assignment. He became a free runner that turned into a free hitter.
Over the middle, he's got Watkins. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on 4th down. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Now Hill. He'll find his tight end. It's Adam Troutman. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but...
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Partner, we had their game last week where they had 6 sacks, so a little bit more momentum here again in the first quarter.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out of sprinters blocks, chasing the quarterback. So how do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks, different disguises, different angles that they chase him.
They were so disruptive last week. We'll see what the trend is. He rifles one that's intercepted. And the Saints will take over possession here up at the 44. Well, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. On the counter, here's Kamara. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now, this defense for the Eagles, they were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. A shotgun snap for Hill. And he fires one that's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even...
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Hurts throw there taken in by Smith. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back. But now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Throw left side complete. That's Brown. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Hurts connecting there with Brown for the Eagles first. And a nice milestone reached on that last throw as here late in the season, he goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
On 2nd and 12, Hurts. And he rifles one incomplete.
Well, he certainly didn't like what he saw at all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defense a credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
From the gun, it's Hurts. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Justin Evans. And the Saints are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that 3rd down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. And a tackle there by C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. Now they run the option on 2nd down. A solid gain of 7 yards that time on the keeper and a 1st down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Hill looks to throw. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, congratulations to them. They come through defensively with another stop. And let's face it, this secondary, they've gone unchallenged so far in the 1st half.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Now it's Hill. There's Chris Olave. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively. And the key to any screenplay is space to work. And there was none to be found there. And they tackle it for just a short gain.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Brandon Graham make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
They've got up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks him backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and pump the football.
And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll go again with Sanders. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Philadelphia. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 13-yard gain yet again, just like last play. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Got a man, it's Brown. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 11 yards for number 11.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage one play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up 1st and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far on this drive. This offense on the march.
An awful lot of congestion in the middle third of the field, but how about our defensive tackle right there? He didn't just hold the line. He provided some push and smacked the ball carrier down for a loss.
On 2nd and goal, Hurts. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Eagles will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them.
And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A.J. Brown, his 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Eagles will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Elliott good with a PAT, and that'll make the score 14-0. After the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled it to 20. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it. And we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll fake the handoff. Now Hill. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he goes out of bounds and looks like right at the 50.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And folks, this is a 67-yard attempt. And the kick is good. He needed a little help there from the crossbar, but the carom goes his way. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now, they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half. You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that'll bring up 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Westbrook now on the return. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Play action. Here's Hurts. And Sanders has got it complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And he's got room. Boy, 30 more yards and another first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Can see this quite a bit on running plays with the guys out wide. A lot of times, though, it doesn't get caught.
You're exactly right, because it's away from the play usually, so a lot of it goes undetected. But I know this will surprise you. I coach some receivers in the offseason. We work a lot on hand placement and blocking downfield. Might want to take that course.
Here's Hurts to throw. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Evans. And the Saints are going to take possession here at their own 33. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one, because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. 3rd quarter action here in this regular season finale. This will be 2nd and 10. Here's Kamara out of the pistol. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
From the gun on 3rd, Hill. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Johnson. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. Here we go with Kamara. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. So after the 4th down conversion, now 1st and 10 inside the 25. Got a man open. It's Thomas. It's a touchdown for New Orleans. Michael Thomas. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Saints have got it back to within a score. Dennis Allen going to go for 2 here. He's leaving his offense out on the field. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Saints are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half. Hurts throw complete here to his receiver Brown. Finding space at the 40. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 25 yards there on the catch and run. He's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove, such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple. Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a 1st down. A nice, consistent game.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. That's swung out wide to Sanders. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. 3 quarters have come and gone. 2nd and 6. Throwing is Hurts. And this is caught. It's Brown. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 12-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Shotgun snap and then the give to Sanders. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down, here's Jalen Hurts. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one. But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
They're going on 4th down with Hurts. And it's caught. Touchdown. Dallas got it from 4 yards out. And the Eagles are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Elliott good on the extra point, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Now after the touchdown. Here's Elliott on to kick it away. Here comes the return from the very back of the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Under 4 to go now as they come up on second down. Hill. Olave over the middle. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
And we're definitely getting towards the point of the game where not getting a lot of yards is secondary to keeping the clock moving. I mean, to me, that's a double win defensively. Short gain and some more time off the clock.
This offense so far on third down, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6. Going deep here for Landry. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Eagles will take over possession here up at the 44. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They have to like the position that they are in. Fourth quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Despite the lead here in the fourth, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Hurts. He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. To throw is Hill. And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one's going to fall incomplete.
Giving big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Throwing on 3rd down, Hill. They'll get this out to Kamara. So no gain on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Did they maybe play that too safely on 3rd down? I know you don't want to just throw a ball blindly downfield, but that didn't help them a whole lot.
I think they probably said if it's open, take the shot. If not, get something safe because we do have 4th down to try and pick it up.
Desperation time on 4th for Hill. He's got Landry. Room here to run. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Throwing again is Hill. Downfield, and he's got Olave. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Hill looks to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
Hill going back to the air on 2nd down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. And the Eagles are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball-hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it. I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
Looking for A.J. Brown again, and he's got it again. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a 1st down. That one looks like he'll throw here. And Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the